Action. Hey guys, today's Friday. I have got a good pal of mine with me today, Richardson. So he's coming up today. We're going to do a shoulder workout, a strongman shoulder workout, and what I want to try and teach Luke is how I sort of train myself to sort of competition scenario. And what I would usually do, I mean, I've always trained like this. I would start on dumbbells, really high rep range, quite a decent weight as well, get lots of blood through the muscles, really fatigue yourself, and then we'll pretty much go straight into the strongman exercise. And it's always relative to what you're training. So if you're doing axle, do axle. If you've got a log competition coming up, we're doing log or Viking press, whichever. I think, Luke, you've got a log coming up soon?
Axel on my next one. I'm doing the official Strongman Worlds with Luke out there.
So we're doing axle today then?
Well, we can do what you want. So I'm down for anything, mate.
So I feel like we should do Axel today then. If he's got Axel coming up at the Worlds,
yeah.
I feel like we should get Axel in. We were going to do log, but that's changed my mind.
Right.
So whatever you're training for in competition, that's what you should be doing in training in months and months leading up. And it's all about learning those techniques, where to land it on your stomach. And the big mistake I think people make is they don't treat every single weight the same. So let's say you start with 100 kilo and you start double overhanding it, you put it higher on your chest, it's a lot easier to get up. I like to go through the motions even if it's 60 kilo or 200 kilo. You should always treat it the same. So I will still, even with 60 kilo, I will still hit the same mark, do the same movements as I would with 200 kilo. And that way you're teaching yourself, you're sort of drilling it in, every single movement, drill, and then when it comes to competition day, it's in there and you don't even have to think about it, you just bish, bash, bosh, done. So, we'll do the warm up on the dumbbells, get in the strongman room, do some axle press, and then after that I like to finish off the balancing muscles. So when you're pressing, it's not just that A to B movement. With axles, it's very hard. You know, the weight's forward and backward. Obviously, you're just getting it on your legs. So you've got to make sure that core's right. And also the core in the elbow and the shoulders. So we'll do a lot of side delts, rear delts, strengthen the shoulder from the front, right the way to the back. And then there's no weaknesses. There's no excuses then. So, Luke, dumbbells. You ready?
Let's
get it.
Yeah.
Right, Luke, lesson number 1. Take those fucking elbow sleeves off. We train raw so that when you get into competition, you put them on and then everything's just so much easier. You've got that little bit of support, that little bit of extra bounce.
Alright.
But in training, we want the blood to be free flowing through a number of reps. So you will actually restrict yourself using those sort of things, and you won't get as much reps and workout in. So, but on a comp day, you're doing 1 rep, so the restriction doesn't matter.
Okay. Just don't be a little bitch.
Yeah. pretty much that. Stop being a bitch.
Well, obviously, just training with Eddie is an experience in itself, and then everything that he's done, you know, is a lot to learn. So, from an experience standpoint, if I can gain, you know, even half the amount of knowledge that Eddie's got, that's going to put me in a better position. So, and again, just looking forward to training with Eddie. You know, someone I looked up to for a very long time. So,
enough of the fucking chit chat. To give you a little bit of a tip, mate. So, I notice when you're shoulder pressing then, it's only very slight, but you're coming from here and you're bringing your shoulders in a little bit.
Yeah. So
you're going from here to here. Now that movement is teaching your shoulder a completely different movement. It's also working completely different muscles. So you've got to think about in strongman, everything's fixed. So Viking press, it's there.
Yeah.
Axle, it's there. Log, it's there. Nothing moves in or out. So always try and replicate that, even with the dumbbells. Just get it from the A, and you want to go straight up to B. So you don't want to go in, you just want to go A, B, A, B. And that way you're treating the muscles, training them to be that efficient in that way. So I start with dumbbell press. In my mind, bear in mind I've been training like this since I was, say, 19 years old, so I did a good 10 years of this. I'd use the dumbbells so I knew it was warming up all the muscles, because if you use something fixed like a barbell, you're only warming up, you know, the muscles that are doing that A to B movement. Whereas with dumbbells, you're doing a little bit of ABC, because you're having not only you're having to control it forward and backward, you're having to control it left and right as well. So you're all warming up those little core muscles in the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, and that just transfers over really well when you get onto a fixed bar. All that left and right, even though your hands are fixed, that left and right movement's warmed up, the forward and backwards move warmed up as well. So it's just It's just being efficient really in the warm-up process. You know, you don't want, last thing you want is to get on an axle, halfway on the press, it moves to your left and then you tear your lat or your tricep or something. So it was just like a really good pre-tension sort of lift for me, just to make sure I didn't get any injuries, get loads of blood in the muscles. Right, I'm gonna do 60 kilos. I haven't done shoulders for a few weeks because I tore my lat doing shoulders, obviously a few weeks back. So I'm just gonna do, I don't know, probably half what I'm usually doing, sort of 20 reps. Perhaps slow them down a little bit, control them down a little bit more, so I'm getting more control in there, a bit more time under tension, so be the equivalent of what I'm doing normally for 30 reps, but doing them in 20.
Nice.
Get a little bit of lactic build up, but this is just a warm up for the axles. Now I'm pumped. I'm ready, safeguarding myself. Good. Good. Oh, come on. 6, come on. 7, get it. 8. 9, come on, one more. So see me just watching you from behind there.
Yeah.
As you're pressing them, you're not going into bit. It's fucking all over the place, but that's what we want. We want everything warmed up. So we're doing an axle now, stable, and all those stabilising muscles are all warmed up, activated, kicked in. Will, in my opinion, make the A to B easier.
Yeah.
So let's get onto axle. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are doing axle and training that's basically the bar's not fixed to the weights. And it makes it so much easier to get that flip. Whereas if a fixed one, so these sort of screw into the ends, and the weights move with the bar, and that's like a fixed axle. That's what the world record is done on. So that's the standard set basically.
Right.
So if anyone comes up, there's a lot of guys I see like doing 200 kilo axles with loose weights. Oh, I'm gonna smash 220 in competition. Come to comp, they're only hitting 180, 190 because they're not training with the right kit. So yeah, it's got to be fixed.
Who holds the world record then?
Don't know if you've heard, but
How's he in? Cool.
Now you fucking.
So my advice as well, and this is something I had to do very, very calculated and carefully, was the bar I trained on, because I draw little lines of where your hands have got to be. So I see that score in there. So I know that's where my middle finger goes, and I know where's the one this side. Look, where's the line this side? Is that it? There, there, and there. So I know that's my sort of hand width. So what I had to do is measure that from the centre, and then on the day of the competition, whichever axle it is, go out, measure it, make a little mark, whether it be a score with a ruler, or a bit of chalk or a Sharpie, whatever. Just as long as you've got your grip on that bar. If you don't, trust me that if you're coming in blind and you're an inch off, when you get up to those stupid weights, that inch off on that hand, it completely fucks you. So you've got to make sure you mark it on the bar, measure it, and take that measurement to the competition. Got to. Do you go straight to the gut, top of the gut? Okay, so that would be my advice to you. Is work it. So I usually hit middle when you get heavy. Hit the middle of the gut, get it to the top, and then switch as quick as you can. Try and take one big breath so you're not wasting energy. So it's switch to the chest, usually hit about here when you get on the big weights, just enough to lean back, and because it's a fixed axle, you can use the weights to roll it in position, and then what I would do is use the momentum of standing back up to press it. But if you're a push presser, you're going to have to stand back up, waste more energy. This is the disadvantage of push pressing. Find your balance and then go. So do you understand why push pressing, although maybe more effective, in essence it's less effective because you're spending a hell of a lot more energy controlling it, standing up, finding that balance and then going. So it's got its perks and disadvantages, that's for sure.
It's okay for 1 rep max, isn't it, push press, but if you're doing reps,
if you're doing reps,
you've got to do that.
But my shoulders need to be stronger. And Eddie is also a lot stronger than me. Well, I suppose I haven't learned that, something kind of new.
That was common knowledge already, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But just stripping away kind of the supportive kits and getting strong without it, so I suppose when you do go to the competition, you've got that kind of extra little boost that you need to, you know, do even better than what you have been doing in the gym. So yeah, just making things a lot harder for yourself in the gym at competition seems to be the trend, and it makes sense, to be honest. So definitely going to start doing that a lot more in my own training.
So wherever you pick it up from is where you press it?
Yeah.
Your feet wouldn't move?
No.
Yeah?
Right, okay.
So that's how you should.
Right,
however you pick it up, that's where your feet stay.
Right, okay.
So your feet don't move an inch.
Yeah.
Good.
What that 123 felt fine. It is a bit different on the fixed axle. Like Eddie was saying, it doesn't actually roll, so when you get it on your chest, you just have to kind of like muscle it back and roll it onto your kind of clavicle where you can then press it off. But you know, it's light enough so it still feels okay, but gonna need to kind of test it out on maybe some heavier ones.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, you're getting that flick right now.
Yeah.
But I think when you get to like 170s, 180s, that flick won't happen, and you'll have to do, as I say, is get it onto the sort of the last bit on the shelf on your chest, and you're going to have to roll it in position and then stand upright with it and then do your composition into the split jerking.
Yeah.
But the technique's good, but can you maintain that as it gets higher and higher weight? My opinion is I don't think you will.
Shots fired.
I will say one thing though, like my shoulder mobility is through the roof. You know, I'm probably one of the very few athletes that can get it to here and just transition into this position without flaring out my elbows, and that is simply because of my swimming background. I've always swam, I've always had that mobility, even now.
One less attachment in your shoulder as well.
Only on one side, you fucking prick.
You've got no fucking attachment and you can't do it.
Here you can't, they're both fine. Just go and fucking hang yourself. Good, good, yes. Flick, roll it in, roll it in. Come on, get it. Come on, lock that fucking arm out. It's just like I said, it's that clean.
Yeah.
You can't, because it's a fixed axle, which you're used to, you can't do that flick.
Yeah.
Take a breather.
Yeah.
Compose yourself. What I want you to do on the next one is just from here, so you go bash, bash, bottom of the gut, top of the gut, flick over, and then from here, all I want you to do is bring it up. Don't aim for your neck, literally aim for just above your chest, and then lean back. And the one thing I did notice as well is your thumb was over.
Right, okay.
So you want your thumb
under,
because you need to use your thumbs to twist the bar.
Yeah.
If your thumbs are like that, you're pissing in the wind, basically. Right. So get these thumbs under and roll it into position, then stand up and then do your business. So let's break it down step by step. Okay, you got your stance, you've got your grip. So we're going middle of the gut, top of the gut. Middle, top, doing the switch. Okay, big breath. Now I'm not aiming for my neck, I'm just aiming for the middle of my chest. There, okay, and then from here, lean back and roll it like that till it hits your neck, and then press.
Right.
So in your chest, you want it to hit your chin basically, and then you stand up right. If you stand up before, if you stand up when it's here, it's going to go forward.
Right, okay.
So make it easy for yourself. Hit your chin, then stand up.
Yeah.
Do it with this, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Do it with this, and let's build up again. Top, quick transition, big breath, middle of the chest, roll it back. No, down. The thing is, when you're doing this with the heavy weight, what's going to happen? That's just going to fall off your chest.
Right, okay.
So you've got to keep the grip.
Keep the grip.
You've got to lean back and fucking roll it.
Right,
Trust me, you've got to do that. Yes.
Yeah, so Eddie's saying after you've already cleaned it to your gut, get it on your mid-chest, keep hold of the bar, squeeze it and actually use the roll of the bar to get it into position rather than coming underneath it, because when it gets heavier, if you come underneath it and it's on your mid-chest, you're not going to be able to support that, it's just going to fall off. So going a bit lighter now to try and make sure that I'm doing it properly, you know, make sure I'm landing it on that mid-chest and then actually using the roll of the bar to get into position. Yeah, it felt alright. It feels weird just because it's new, but there's a right way of doing things, so if I can practice this now and get it right now, it's going to be better for the competition rather than continuing as I am and then getting there and then having loads of problems. So it's really helpful. I'm glad I've come, even if it's just for, I mean, I've learned a lot more, but even if it's just for that one piece of advice, you know, it's going to help me out. So no, keep trying it out.
Yeah. Did you see how easy the press was?
Yeah.
Because you landed it in that sweet spot.
Yeah. I'm not using energy to get it into the.
So you're going from here and you're doing that, and you're finding, and then you're not landing it nicely. Whereas with this, it just puts you in that perfect sweet spot to press it.
Yeah.
So I've just proved my point.
Yeah.
So let's go for the weight now. Let's put another 5-side on, and let's do the weight that you failed at. Oh, easy. Good. Yeah. Right, man, that was good. I think switching to my technique definitely put you in that better spot, the better sweet spot, and you go away and practice that, it will get easier and easier. And one thing I will say with that technique, there's a lot less to go wrong because it's so practiced. It's all about power rather than technique. Whereas with your way, that can go wrong. Yeah. You know, the flip can go wrong, the land can go wrong, it can push you forward. So there's a lot more to go wrong with your technique. So just nail that in your head, and I'm sure it'll get better and better.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So we've done two sort of, as I suppose, front power elements. We've done more the front of the shoulder. We'll go into the gym now, and it's very important to sort of keep the shoulder balanced. So the back of the shoulder, the side of the shoulder. So we'll probably do side delts now. Nice and easy. Normal dumbbells from the sides, not from the front. Want nice and straight from here. Want out. Want elbow arms fairly straight. So we don't want bent arms. We want nice and straight arms. Getting at least sort of shoulder height. Again, it's all about being explosive. If we're training for strength, it's here, it's as fast as you can up, and then you can control it down. But it's that upward movement, as we're training the fast twitch fibers, and that's going to create the mass, the strength, and the volume in the shoulder, and that's going to create the stability. That's what we're after.
Try and keep up.
That's all you need, 3 sets of 10. Just rip the fibers, fuck off and do something else. Don't overdo it. People could stand here and train shoulders for another hour doing sides and rears. They're fucking idiots. So we're doing this the proper way.
Are you going again?
Yeah, well, one more. Couple minutes rest, and then I'll go up again. So it's always good for these. You've got to warm up again still. So we started on 27 kilo, 10 reps. Got up 5 kilos, so I went to 32 and a half. And the next set will be 37 and a half. So again, just 10 reps, 10 reps, 10 reps. Third set, you might struggle. You might only get 7 or 8 reps, but it doesn't matter. Finish off with 3 half reps, as long as you're getting that 10 reps in, going to failure. That's what we want. Perfect, 3 sets of 10. Shoulders are blown up. Just what we needed. Right, we're going to do rears now. So again, 3 sets. What we're going to do, we're going to get similar weight. We're going to bend over at first, nice wide stance. 10 reps wide, so we're hitting that proper rear delt. And then we're going to readjust our stance, coming close. Then we're going to do 10 narrow. Now the 10 narrow, you've got to explode up, so we're getting that rear delt, okay? And then slow down, okay? Right. So 10 wide, 10 close. So yeah, get it right from the word go, which is something I didn't have.
Yeah, cool.
Which I'm quite happy to sort of pass on to the younger generation.
Trial and error, everything.
Hope to see you, push on and win the world's strongest man one day.
Definitely.
Awesome, man. Good session. Awesome, thank you. Right, guys, I've had an absolutely cracking day with Luke today. He's come down, he's travelled all the way down from Yorkshire, so thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate it. I've had a very long week in London working, and I just spent the whole day yesterday with Arnold Schwarzenegger smoking fucking cigars and wanking each other off, So, I don't know if you heard, but kind of big time. Right, to recap, we did the dumbbells. We did worked up to a heavy weight, getting sort of between the 20 and 40 rep range. I stopped at 20, but ideally, I think for yourself, you probably drop the weight down to 50s. you want to be aiming for 20 reps plus and just keep progressing on that.
Yeah.
Then we went straight into the working strongman set, which was axle today, because Luke's got axle coming up. And then we've come away and we've done side delts, we've done rear delts. And again, just to fine tune the shoulders, get that balance, get all the little ligaments and tendons sort of strengthened in all areas. So there's no weak points. And overall, cracking session. Thanks for coming down, Luke.
Enjoyed it, mate. Thank you.
No,
Thank you for having me.
Awesome, man. Thanks for coming down.
To train with you, mate. Obviously, just thanks, Freddie, for taking time out of his day to come and train with me. You know, it means a lot to me, especially, and you know, obviously passing down the knowledge that you've gained over your time in the sport is going to be extremely helpful for me and kind of my goals of wanting to go on and win worlds and do good things. So, I appreciate it, mate. Thank you.
Good to hear. Thanks, man.
So, the main takeaways kind of from today for me is that pre-exhaustion is obviously a very big thing in Eddie's training, and just being strong. Like that's it. It's like, obviously, I know it sounds silly because it's strongman, but
easy thing to say, yeah.
But just like doing the dumbbells, hitting the shoulders, like making sure everything's balanced, just being fucking big. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's obviously very obvious, but you can almost come away from that sometimes thinking, oh well, if I just work on my axle and get my push a bit better.
This is that. It's the lazy strongman stigma of, oh, I'll just go and train that event. I'll just go and train axle and do no assistance or warm up exercises. And yes, you'll probably get better, but you will plateau very quickly. Whereas this stuff will make sure that you progress to the highest level. So,
which is what we want.
Which is what we want. Right, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you've got any comments, anything you want to see, hit me up in the forum. Even go onto my page or Luke's page, hit us up in the comments, and we will do our very best to keep you entertained. You keep watching. We'll keep training. Thanks for watching, guys. Big love. See you later.